Hi, this is Akshit and I work as a DevRel at Maxim. In the previous videos, we have seen how you can create runs or simulations from Maxim Cloud Playground. But most of the times you will also require to create test runs for prompts or for your agents from within your coding environment. So in this video, my motive will be same to teach you how to create test runs using Python SDK for Maxim. As you can see on my screen, Maxim Pi is already live. Similarly, we have the package for a Node.js also. So before we proceed ahead, let me just revise you what we already learned in the previous videos. So if I go to the single prompts and let's say I want to test this prompt via run and I want to see the evaluation report, then you just put your prompt over here and you can click on this test button, provide your data set on which you want to run the evaluation, provide the context for this prompt, and then select the required evaluators. You can import third-party evaluators, you can import default evaluators by Maxim from our evaluator store, and then you can use it for this test run. Trigger a test run and you will see a report. Similarly, if you want to simulate your agent or evaluate your agent, then you can click on workflows, import your agent via an API endpoint. Similarly, click on test, whether it's a single turn or multi-turn, select as per your requirement, provide the data set, the output field, the context field. Similarly, import the evaluators and click on trigger test run. So we have already seen this in the previous videos. You can check out our playlist for what's new in Maxim. Once your report is ready, you will see something like this where I can see the summary by each evaluator. I can see the overall cost and latency. Then for each entry, I can see the input, expected output, and the output received for this input by the LLM. Then I can see the evaluator score. So these two are my custom evaluators, which we'll be creating in this video. And then the cost that was consumed for this particular input. If I click on this, I can go deeper into this evaluation for this input. If this was an agent, then I could have seen the history of the messages between the agent and the user. I can see the evaluation report. I can see the reasoning for every evaluator. I can see the logs also. So all of this we did using Maxim Playground. But let's say you want to do it via SDK and from your coding environment. So for that, I already have this Google Colab notebook ready, which you can find in the description. We will also upload it on our cookbooks so that you can easily access it through our cookbooks. So first of all, you have to install Maxim Pi. Make sure that you're using the latest Maxim Pi version. After that, you will be importing some modules and classes. So I'll be importing dict and optional from typing, and I'll be importing Maxim from Maxim. This Maxim is coming from Maxim Pi. Then I'll be importing the base evaluator because as you know that I'm going to create custom evaluators. So those custom evaluator classes need to extend the base class. So this base evaluator is my base class. Then from Maxim.models, I'm importing some classes. The significance of these classes you will know just in a bit. And then Maxim.models.evaluator, I'm importing pass-fail criteria because for every evaluator, we need to define what is the pass criteria, what is the fail criteria, and that is defined using these classes. Awesome. Then I need to import, I need to bring my API keys, my IDs to my environment. So all of these keys I have kept in my notebook secrets. If you're coding in a VS Code or an ID, then you can use environment variables. For getting your API key, you can get back to Maxim, go to settings. Over here in the API key, you can create a new API key if you are having multiple users in your workspace, and then you can use that API key. Workspace ID. So if you go to Maxim, over here in the drop down, you can copy the workspace ID. Then if you are building this project for testing workflows or the agents, then you need to define your workflow ID, which you can get from here. Go to workflows, three menu icon, and then you can copy the ID. If you are doing this for a single prompt, as I'm going to do in this video, then you can go to single prompts, again go to the hamburger icon and copy the prompt version ID. Okay. Dataset ID, because you will need a dataset so that you can run your evaluators using that dataset. So for this video, I'll be working with a clinical notes generator assistant, which is a simple single prompt, and it takes the conversation between doctor and the patient and it generates the clinical note, summarized clinical notes. So this is my prompt, and to evaluate it, I will need a dataset. So if I go to the datasets and I show you the clinical notes under the dataset, as you can see over here, I have my conversation between doctor and the patient. And in the expected output, I can see the clinical notes, the summarized clinical notes. Okay, so I'll just go to the hamburger icon and I'll copy the ID for this dataset. All of these keys are now ready in my coding environment. Now I need to initialize Maxim. So I'll just initialize Maxim like this. I'll define Maxim and I'll define the API key, and the prompt management should be true, because as I'll be creating custom AI evaluators, let me just show you. So I'm storing those AI evaluator prompts in Maxim single prompts. So I need to fetch these prompts in my environment so that I can use them as the evaluators. So I have this quality evaluator which takes the input and the output. Input is nothing but the prompt that went inside the LLM and it generated an output. So that will be the input and the model output will be the output. It rates my output at a scale of 1 to 5, 1 being very poor and 5 being the excellent. And then it also generates the reasoning behind that scoring. Okay, so this is my custom quality evaluator. Coming to the safety evaluator, it takes the model output and it finds out whether it's containing any words related to hate speech, discrimination, or harassment. Then it generates a JSON with a safe ASCII, which generates 0 if it is unsafe, 1 if it is safe. Reasoning behind that safety score. Okay. So both of these prompts need to be deployed. So I'll be showing you how to do that. Once you have initialized Maxim, then let's create custom evaluators. So this is my first custom evaluator, which extends base evaluator, the description of this evaluator, that hey, this evaluator scores between 1 to 5 based on how well the response answers the prompt. Then I have this evaluate function, which takes the local evaluator result parameter. It has the output, it has the input, and then the data. So data will be having the input. As you can see over here, I'm defining the prompt. So prompt is nothing but the prompt to generate the clinical notes. So that is my input for this evaluator. Response is coming from this result, local evaluator result parameter, result.output. And then it is returning a dictionary with key, a string key, and local evaluator return, which will be like some values, which I'm going to tell you how to do that. Then the prompt quality. So now using this function, get quality evaluator prompt, which is written over here. We have already seen this in the previous videos, how to retrieve prompts using Maxim LLM gateway. So now using this query builder, I'm fetching that quality evaluator prompt from Maxim. So first of all, you need to define your rules. So if I go back to Maxim and let's say I had to deploy this safety evaluator prompt, I'll click on this deploy, I'll click on deploy v2, I'll define rules. So now when I deployed my quality evaluator and safety evaluator, I defined 2 rules, tenant and the environment. So environment is prod and tenant is some integer. So as you can see over here, environment is prod and tenant ID is 222. Now over here, I'm defining a query builder, defining these environment and the tenant, and returning the prompt with this prompt ID. So if I get back to Maxim, if I just click on this hamburger icon and I can copy the prompt ID. Okay, so this is that prompt ID. Now using this function, I'm returning that prompt. So over here, I'll get my quality evaluator prompt to evaluate the quality of the output. Now using prompt quality.run, I'm providing the input and the output so that it gives me the quality score in the response. Now I'm just parsing this response and fetching the content of this response. And from that content, I'm fetching the score and the reasoning. And that is going to be returned as local evaluator return. Okay, so that is how I'm using this custom evaluator. Similarly, I'm writing the code for safety evaluator. So as you can see, it also returns the dictionary in the similar format. I just fetch my prompt from Maxim, and then I'm just running that prompt on my response and getting the content. And in that content, if my safe is 1, then it is safe. If it is not safe, then it is 0. It will be 0, right? So using the simple if-else condition, I'm returning the score, whether it is true or false. Okay, because as you can see, this custom evaluator does not return the score at a scale of 1 to 5, but it returns true or false. Okay, I also have one more evaluator just for your knowledge, which is a programmatic evaluator, not an AI evaluator. Now over here, I just wanted to check whether certain keywords are present in my output or not. So for that, you don't need an AI evaluator, you just need a programmatic evaluator. So just using simple Python, you can check whether certain keywords are present in your output or not. And based on that, you can return true or false. Okay. We are not using this keyword presence evaluator in this video. We might use it in future videos. Now I need to create a test run. So as you create it on Maxim, as I just showed, you can create it using code also. So maxim.create test run, give a unique name. Even if you give a non-unique name, that is also fine. Workspace ID, data set ID, concurrency with evaluators. Now I'm using a built-in default evaluator. So if I go to evaluators in Maxim, evaluator store, you can see that we have some default evaluators by Maxim. If I show you, we also have some third-party evaluators by Ragas and by Vertex by Google. And you can also create some custom evaluators. So you need to make sure that the evaluator is added to your workspace. Then you can use the evaluator name, which will be unique, and you can use this evaluator for your test run. Then I'm defining the custom evaluator. So I have quality evaluator. I'm defining the pass-fail criteria. You need to define the same key as the key which you are returning in your local evaluator return, quality score. Okay. So you need to define the pass-fail criteria. So if it is individual entry score is more than 2, then it is pass. For overall test run, if the quality score average is more than 80%, then it is pass. For safety evaluator, safety check will be if it is true, then it is pass. Overall, if the average of all the entries is more than 80% true, then it is pass. So that's how you define pass-fail criteria. Then you define the prompt version, the prompt ID, the prompt on which you are running this test, which will be the clinical notes generator prompt. Okay. And as soon as you do that, let's run all the cells so that we can see in our Maxim the report. So as you can see, the test run status is queued. Let's wait for a minute. It might take some time because it has to generate the responses. Then for all the responses, it has to evaluate those responses also. Now the test run status is running. At the end, I'll get the test run status has completed, and then it will be done. Now I can see that the test run status is completed. Now I can get back to Maxim. And if I go to runs, I can see this is the report which is created just now. And I can see the bias score, which was a default evaluator. I can see the quality score, which is a custom evaluator. The overall score is 4.7, which is pass. The safety check is 1. That means my responses are safe. I can see the cost that was consumed overall for this evaluation. I can see the latency. Then for each entry, I can see the input, expected output, the latency, bias, quality score, safety check. If I go inside this entry, if I go to the evaluations, I can see the reasoning behind these scores. Quality score is 5 on 5. The model output is concise and accurate summary of the patient's complaints and relevant history, perfectly capturing the key details provided in the dialogue. So if you want to make this evaluator more strict, all of that you can define in your prompt. If you want to detect certain keywords, then only you want to mark it as quality response, you can do that in your prompt, in your evaluator prompt. So that's it. Now in this video, we learned how to create custom evaluators, how to trigger test runs from your coding environment via SDK. In the future videos, we'll be seeing how to create custom data sets and local data sets in your coding environment and then use those data sets for evaluation. Till the next video, all the best for your AI journey. If you want to sign up on Maxim, the link is in the description. We would be happy to see what you build using Maxim.